So my name's Sue. 2 years ago, I had awful knee pain. When I had it looked at, it resulted that it was meniscus tears and a damaged ligament. I believe they're the same sort of thing, but one of my ligaments was really damaged. Then last year, in 2024, I was crossing a road and my knee actually snapped at the back, and I literally couldn't move. I couldn't walk. That slowly got better, but from that particular day, I have just been in constant pain. It was a massive impact. I was on crutches for quite a few weeks. I can't explain how bad the pain was. Just for me to get up in the morning, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to get up in the morning because every time I put my foot to the floor, it hurt. Going up and down the stairs was awful. My bathroom is upstairs. If I went upstairs and I was going to work in the morning, I'd bring all my stuff down, and if I'd forgotten something, the thought of having to go upstairs used to make me feel physically sick because it was so painful. I just didn't want to do anything. I had to give up the gym, which I loved. I couldn't even swim because I couldn't. That knee was just so painful. So I basically, once I'd been to work, I used to sit on the sofa and do absolutely nothing, just sit with ice packs and heat, just trying to give it some comfort. And I really thought that by the end of this year I would be able to walk, because it was also affecting my other leg. So my hip, my ankle and my other knee would give way because I think it was trying to support the left knee. So I used to go to the gym regularly. Well, I used to go to the gym 5 nights a week. I didn't particularly do the gym. However, I used to do 3 dance classes and 2 swim sanity classes. So my dance classes, they weren't Zumba, it was like Shabam. It's a form of Zumba but faster. And then I used to do like a street dance, which, okay, you know, I'm knocking on a bit, and street dance is quite difficult. However, I used to love it and I used to give it my all. But it got to the point where I just couldn't do it. The pain was immense. I was scared I just couldn't do it. So I still kept up my swim sanity, but even that was an effort. Everything was an effort. It was even an effort to get in the car and drive to the gym. It was just an effort. So basically, in March, well, I think it was about the end of February, I was on Instagram and I found Dr. Tristan and his team, and I'd seen a couple of exercises, and what I loved the most was the fact that they'd mentioned meniscus tears, and anybody that does exercise on Instagram or anywhere does not mention meniscus tears. So I thought, this sounds good. So what I did was I followed a couple of the little exercises that he did, followed that, did them, and that was when I reached out, because I started to not have pain at night, not as much pain at night. I'm still in pain, but not as much pain at night. And I thought, this is really working. So that's when I actually reached out to the team to help me. Since then, I can't tell you how it's changed my life. Completely changed my life. I never thought I could get this. I mean, I'm not doing cartwheels, I can never do them anyway, but I love the exercises I do. I love the fact that they're getting harder. I can go out for a walk. I get up in the morning and my first thought is not my knee. In fact, the other day I didn't even think about my knee all day because I didn't have any pain in it. And it's incredible to think that I have got this far and now I can start enjoying my life again. Words they're just not good enough for what I want to say. The main thing is I've not been able to kneel on my knees for almost 2 years. And when I say kneel, I mean kneel down, you know, if you drop something, or you kneel on the floor because you want to clean a cupboard out, or, you know, the more boring, mundane things that you have to do. I haven't been able to do that. The thought of actually getting on the floor wasn't too bad, but actually getting up off the floor, it was awful. I remember back to how I felt trying to get up off the floor if I'd actually had to get down, and it was awful. Now I can get on the floor and I can actually get up. And the other day I knelt down and cleaned a cupboard out. I was so excited, the fact that I could kneel on my knees and finally clean my cupboard out. And it was great. It's amazing. I drive, I just go out whenever I feel like it. I don't feel restricted to the house anymore, which is what I was thinking I was going to become, just stuck in the house all the time. And that isn't me, unfortunately. I'm always on the go. I went to the GP, obviously, to see what the pain was. They sent me for an MRI scan. Well, I had an ultrasound first, then an MRI scan. They found out that I got meniscus tears, quite a lot of them. My knee's okay, but all my ligaments around it are damaged. They sent me to physio, which is physio actually at the GP surgery. That helped a little bit, but nothing special. After my knee went last year, and I was sent to knee clinic to see if I could go for surgery. And they said I could go for surgery, but they wouldn't particularly recommend it. So I decided to see if I could go away without surgery. But the pain was just getting worse and worse. So I went back to the GPs and they said they'd send me to the surgical team. We have people over here that intervene with anything that goes to the hospital gets intervened by a particular department. And they look at you and think whether you do need a surgeon or not. And they said I didn't. They said that I have got a long way to go before I have anything done with my knee. They said that I could go to their physio. I explained I'd been to physio before. They said, oh, this is different. We'll get you in the gym. We'll do this. We'll do that. I went to 2 sessions and they said they couldn't do anything more for me. I've also had injections in my knee, cortisone injections. I don't really think they work, to be honest. I think that was a bit of I was hoping it would, and it didn't really. Absolutely not. Just by doing the 2 exercises that I was given, when I spoke to the team, I really thought it was going to work. It's just been so worth it because it's incredible what I can do. I mean, I'm sitting here now crossing my legs thinking I've got no pain. It's just madness. I can't believe that this is happening. So no hesitation from me. I think you go on so long trying to invest in GPs and think that GPs are going to help you and that's what they're paid for. You know, that's what we pay our taxes for. We expect them to do something for us. And sometimes I think you just have to do things for yourself. And I'd got to the point where I was in so much pain that I decided I needed to do something. I found your Instagram post, Dr. Tristan and team. I don't know, there was something about you that I just thought, I'm going to get help here and I need to go for this because I am not going to be incapable of walking by the end of the year. If the doctors aren't going to help me, then somebody out there is bound to, and you were, and you have. Physiotherapy gave me exercises that were just ridiculously boring. They were boring and they weren't doing anything. Whereas some of the things, I must admit, when you first gave me the exercise program, I did think, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. Actually, do that, and I can do more than that. And I can feel myself getting stronger. In fact, there's a funny story because today we've got a Ring doorbell. So we can see if we go out, if we come in, you know, people at the door. And sometimes I'm looking back for something and I see myself and I think, you look like a little old woman walking to the car. And I see myself today and I was actually standing straight. And I think it's made a difference to my posture. I don't seem to be hunched over, so I'm obviously gaining strength, top half of me, and yeah, I don't feel quite so decrepit anymore. I feel great actually. I love the exercise, I do love that, and I love the fact that I have a mobility one in between, and just the fact that we have regular one-to-ones. I feel like I'm encouraged to carry on. I can't do things like this on my own. I'm not very good. I have to have somebody saying to me, you need to do this. And that's what I like about this. It's just amazing. No, absolutely not. I don't even want to go to the doctors anymore. I don't need to. I don't feel like I need to. My knee is so much better. Even people at work saying, I haven't heard you mention your knee. I said, what knee? My knee's great, thank you. Absolutely. It's the best thing I ever did. In fact, I have recommended it to people that I know that are struggling with their knees. I've told them to take a look because it's an incredible journey and I love every minute of it. And I would definitely recommend it. I just think that you help people. You're not a company that's saying things that aren't true, you know, where some people do and you go for it and it's not really that good. And this is an amazing journey. And I think what you're doing is incredible. And I just thank you and the team because it's just been amazing. There's no words for it. It's just great.